Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you. So far we discussed chapter 1, 2 and 3. So chapter 1 is the introduction. Chapter 2 is the summary of Bhagavad Gita, with the basic that I am not this body, I am soul, Atman, to Karma Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, all these things we discussed. And in the third chapter, exclusively we discussed about Karma Yoga. Now we are coming to fourth chapter. Because in the beginning of the third chapter, Arjuna asked a question to Krishna. If you think jnana, knowledge is better than karma, then why you want me to engage in this ghastly warfare? Why you want me to engage in this ghastly warfare? So now first Krishna explained, karma is not what you think. Karma is about you have to do the work and offer the result to God. So that karma when you do, that is equivalent to jnana. With the knowledge you should do karma. You should have knowledge first of all. Why I am doing? For whom I am doing? What is the result of this? So with the knowledge we should do and offer that result to God. Now in this chapter, Krishna further gives detail of jnana. It's called jnana yoga. It's also called transcendental knowledge. So now Krishna is going to deliver important knowledge. Okay. We already now having knowledge of God. We also got to know about that I am not this body, I am soul, all that. Now Krishna is going to give us more stronger knowledge of what is God, who is He, all those things in this chapter. So let us start with the first verse of this chapter. So let us start by chanting the first verse. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Imam vivasvate yogam. Imam vivasvate yogam. Proktavan aham avyayam. Proktavan aham avyayam. Vivasvan manave praha. Manur ikshvakave bravit. Next verse also will chant. Evam parampara praptam. Imam rajarshayo vidhu. Sakale neha mahata. Yogo nashtaha parantapa. Now let us see. So this chapter is divided like this, as it is given in your handouts also. There are total 6 sections. First verse 1 to 4 is the parampara of Advaya Jnana, spiritual knowledge. The second section is divine nature of Lord Krishna's appearance. Third section, Krishna, the creator and culmination of all paths. Fourth section, understanding karma. Fifth section, attaining jnana through yagna or yajna. Last section, method, results and glories of attaining jnana. Now you please understand there is a flow in this. Starting with, before giving this knowledge, Krishna refers that this knowledge is coming in parampara. What does it mean? Parampara means, if you translate parampara to English, it is called disciplic succession. Disciplic succession means from guru to disciple. Then disciple becomes guru, he gives to his disciple, his disciple, his disciple. This knowledge is coming through guru shishya parampara. It's called disciplic succession. Spiritual knowledge is basically coming through disciplic succession. Now what did Krishna say in the first verse? He says, Blessed Lord said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to sun god Vivaswan. That's the name of the sun god, Vivaswan. Vivaswan instructed it to Manu. Actually, Manu is the son of sun god. So he told to Manu, the father of mankind. And the Manu thus in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku Kula, Surya Vamsha. Ramachandra came in the Ikshvaku Vamsha, Surya Vamsha. Because it is coming from Surya, Vivaswan. Vivaswan is a Surya Deva. Surya Deva has given this. Krishna gave the knowledge to Surya Deva. He is saying, I have instructed this science of yoga to sun god Vivaswan. So, knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is not limited to the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Like somebody may think, why should I study one conversation which happened in the battlefield where God is urging Arjuna to fight? Why should I study that? That is an incident, a historical some story. No, this talk of Arjuna and Krishna, which took place in the battle of Kurukshetra, for 45 minutes. Krishna spoke to Arjuna for 45 minutes. He did not just tell Arjuna that he has to fight. He has given the imperishable knowledge which he had told earlier to sun god. So this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is not just some part of some Mahabharata story. This is very sacred knowledge. So that we can understand here. So this is coming like this. Krishna to Vivaswan, Vivaswan to Manu, Manu to Ikshvaku. It's called disciplic succession. Knowledge is coming like this. As knowledge is coming like this, there is a problem. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sa kaleneha mahata yogo nashtaha parantapa. Somewhere, due to kala, the time, nashtaha, yogo nashtaha. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession. And the saintly kings understood in that way, but in course of time, the succession was broken. And therefore, science as it is appears to be lost. Why I am speaking to you, Arjuna? Because this knowledge which I gave earlier to sun god has lost now. Because in the passing of this message to in the disciplic success chain has broken somewhere. Someone did not do that. That knowledge is lost. Knowledge got distorted. That is also called knowledge is lost. Somebody is giving some other meaning to God. Somebody meaning to life. So that is also called knowledge is lost. So now Krishna is re-establishing the knowledge through the medium of Arjuna. So Arjuna is an instrument. That is why I said last time, Arjuna is not actually in difficulty. Arjuna is acting like that. So that he becomes a medium for us to receive the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is how old? Then, is it 5,000 years old? No. millions and billions of years old when the sun and moon was created. When the Lord has done the creation, at that time the knowledge has come. So Bhagavad Gita is very ancient knowledge, not even 5,000. So 5,000 years back it was retold, again told. So now let us see. This knowledge, Krishna said, I have given to Vivaswan, but it is lost. Okay. The next verse. That very ancient science of relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend. Therefore, you can understand the transcendental mystery of this science. What is the qualification to receive Bhagavad Gita knowledge? One should be Bhaktosi me Sakha Cheti. One should be devotee of Krishna. Then you can understand this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita properly. As it is. This is called Bhagavad Gita as it is. So you can understand Bhagavad Gita as it is if you are a devotee of Krishna, if you are a friend of Krishna. So Arjuna is Yogo Proktaha Puratanaha Bhaktosi me Sakha Cheti Rahasyam Hi Etat Uttamam. Therefore you can understand the transcendental mystery of this science. Why is it so? Because knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so many things are told in very, very crisp manner. One word has got deep meaning in Bhagavad Gita. To understand that, one should know the mind of Krishna. Like if you have some very near and dear friend, very close to you, a person, think of a person who is very close to you. Okay. That person can understand when you say one word, that person can understand whether you are happy, unhappy, what could be the reason this person is unhappy, everything that person can read. Is it not? Like mother can read, if you are unhappy, mother, what happened to you today? Why are you unhappy? Others may not be able to see that difference. You are traveling in a public transport, in a bus or train, you are unhappy. Nobody is able to note unless you are crying. But your mother or your loved one, by seeing your face immediately, that person will tell, what happened to you? You look unhappy today. That's called bhavartha. It's called purport. Acharyas write purport. When Krishna says something, what is bhavartha of that? What is the emotion behind that? What that Krishna wants to communicate? So to understand Bhagavad Gita aptly, rightly, so one has to become a devotee of Krishna. That is why Krishna said, I am giving this knowledge to you, Arjuna, because you are my devotee as well as my friend. Next verse. Now Arjuna gets a question immediately. Arjuna is very attentive in the class. So, see, you did not get the question. Arjuna immediately got a question. Let us see what is Arjuna's question. Please repeat. Arjuna uvacha aparam bhavato janma param janma vivasvataha katametat vijaniyam tvamadho proktavaniti. Arjuna said, the sun god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. Whom is Arjuna saying? Arjuna is telling Krishna, he is senior in birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed this science to him? When did Krishna take birth? Arjuna knows. He is my friend, he is my cousin. Krishna's mother is Devaki. And Krishna's father is Vasudeva. Vasudeva's sister is Kunti. Kunti's son is Arjuna. They're relatives. Are you born recently? How are you saying that Vivaswan I have told? Just like I gave example earlier to others. Suppose you and your friend are talking in a park, discussing so many things. Yesterday India won T20 World Cup and this and that. You're sitting and talking so many things. Suddenly your friend says, earlier when I was talking to Gandhiji, Mahatma Gandhiji, he told me one day India will win T20 World Cup. What will happen to you? Look at him. What happened to you? Arey, you were born in 1990. You are saying you spoke to Gandhi who died in 48. So something like that happened to Arjuna. Suddenly Krishna is saying, I spoke this to Vivaswan. Arey, you were born with me. Now you are saying I spoke to Vivaswan. How is this? How can I understand this? This is Arjuna's question. Okay. Now Krishna, as answer to this question, the next section you see, the divine nature of Lord Krishna's appearance. Now Krishna will establish who is he. Krishna is not ordinary person. Everybody cannot become God. God is God. We are part of God. We can become godly. We can become devotee of God. But we cannot become God. God is supreme. Now God will establish what is his position. So here we will understand the difference between us and God. Okay. Now Krishna starts speaking. Please repeat. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Bahuni me vyatitani Janmani tava chavacharjuna Tanyaham Veda Sarvani Natvam Vetha Parantapa. Many births you and I have passed. Because soul is permanent. When we lose this body, when we die in this body, we get next body. Many births we have passed. But I can remember all of them, but you cannot. O subduer of enemy. Why is it so? Next verse. He says, although I am unborn, ajopi san avyayatma. Ajaha means unborn. Jataha means taking birth. Ajaha means unborn. He never takes birth. Although I am unborn, my transcendental body never deteriorates. Although I am Lord of all the sentient beings, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavami atma mayaya. Atma mayaya means Krishna comes in his own form. Krishna's body is not like our body. Our body is made up of flesh, blood, bone, all these things. Krishna's body is not made up these things. Krishna's body is Atma Mayaya. It is built in internal potency of the Lord. Lord's Swashakti. Okay. So that is why Krishna's body does not affect to the modern laws and rules of this world. When the Mahabharata war was happening, Krishna was 125 years old, but he was looking like 16 years old. Navayavvanam cha. And when Krishna lifted Govardhana hill, Govardhana hill is about 1,000,000 tons heavy. So heavy, even through the man-made cranes he cannot lift. But Krishna lifted through his left hand in the little finger. Then how strong his hand and little finger should be? Can it hold such a heavy mountain? If the body is made up of flesh and bone, it will break. But God's hand is transcendental. Actually, he need not even lift. His wish is sufficient. Govardhana hill, please go up. So it will go up. He need not go and lift that. So Krishna is saying, since my body is not made up of jada like you, your body is made of a jada, matter. So you forget, when you lose this body, you get another body, you get another body, but I don't keep getting new bodies. I come in different forms. I am the same. I appear and disappear. Just like a sun. Sun appears in the morning, now sun is there. In the evening, in the night, sun disappears. Can we say, morning sun took birth, evening sun died. Tomorrow morning, one more sun will take birth, and tomorrow night, that sun also will die. No, sun is appearing to our eyes and disappearing. He is always there. When sun is not visible to us, it is visible in America. Sun is there. Krishna is like that. Krishna has disappeared 5,000 years back. He is there. He is not visible to us now. He is performing his leelas in different planets. He is also there in the spiritual world, Goloka. Goloka eva nivasatya khilatma bhuto. So that is Krishna's position. That is the difference between God and us. Okay. So he says, this is the difference that you and I, though we come in different, so many times, take birth and take die every time, but my body is not like your body. My taking birth and dying is appearance and disappearance. So that is the difference. Then why do I come? Why is he coming? That he says here. Please repeat. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham. So, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Why does Lord come? To re-establish Dharma. What does Lord mean? Dharma means not a Hindu rubber stamp religion. He means, Dharma means, Dharma is a set of rules, set of principles which you follow. Anybody follows that. Any human being follows that. He will get elevated in spiritual life and he will go back to Krishna. Moksha Patha. The process to get liberated from this material world. That is why Dharma. Now if I say I am Hindu and I don't follow any of these principles, that is also called Dharmasya Glani. That is called rubber stamp religion. I say, I stamp myself that I am Hindu, but I don't know Bhagavad Gita. I don't do any practices. I don't know any principles. I don't know the goal of life. That is called Dharmasya Glani. Dharmasya Glani is not only that Hindus' population is reducing. Krishna is neither Hindu God, nor Muslim God, nor Christian God. Krishna is God for everybody, not only human beings, even for God, dogs and cats, reptiles, tigers, lions, trees and plants, and every creature in this world. Krishna is God for them. Therefore, Dharmasya Glani means the process to understand God, process to go to God is getting lost. Otherwise, this Mahabharata war was not required. Duryodhana is also Hindu only. This is not a dharma, means not Hindu-Muslim yuddha. Duryodhana is also Hindu. But Duryodhana does not have a vision of understanding God and going back to Godhead. Duryodhana's goal of life is, how can I enjoy more, extract more, enjoy more? This is Duryodhana's thinking. He wants to exploit everybody and enjoy. But Yudhishthira, he said, Dharmaraja, his idea is that goal of life is not sense enjoyment. Goal of life that I should encourage all the praja of my country to should grow spiritually. So if Duryodhana becomes the king, dharmasya glani. Therefore, dharma has to be established, Kaurava has to be killed. Therefore Krishna came. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Then further Krishna says, please repeat. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma samstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In order to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I advent myself millennium after millennium. So whenever there is a glani of the dharma, the religious principles are declining, Lord will appear and re-establish it. If you remember, I told the whole story of why Lord has created, isn't it? You all remember in the third chapter, last class I explained how God, why we all came to material world and what is the purpose of life. If you want to be happy, how we have to get connected back to God, develop bhakti for Krishna. So that I have explained last time. So this Krishna is going on now explaining why he has come. Next he says, Janma karma cha me divyam yevam vyo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mameti so Arjuna. Meaning, if anybody understands this like this, Krishna's birth, why did Krishna do so? Understanding Krishna's birth means, like people otherwise question, Krishna married 16,000 wives. Can I also marry? They ask like this. Meaning, that person does not know Janma karma cha me divyam. Krishna's birth, Krishna's activities are spiritual. Divyam means spiritual, transcendental, not like us. So this understanding anybody gets, Krishna says, after giving up this body, he will need not to take birth again and again in this world. He goes back to Krishna. Mameti so Arjuna. Srila Prabhupada said, sometimes people question this, Krishna married 16,000 wives, can I also marry? Srila Prabhupada said, Krishna lifted Govardhana hill also. Can you lift Govardhana hill? You lift Govardhana hill and come, then you can marry 16,000. Like somebody asks for Lord Shiva also. Lord Shiva smokes. I'll also smoke. That is not sure. That is not given Lord Shiva smokes. Even if you take their argument is correct. Lord Shiva also drank hala. So you also go and drink little poison and come. If you still survive, you can smoke. So understanding Lord's real position, Janma karma cha me divyam. Don't compare yourself to God. God is beyond your understanding. You are Anu, he is Vibhu. We are supposed to develop love for God, attraction for God, prema for God, bhakti for God. That is the goal. When you develop the bhakti for Krishna means you get connected back to Krishna. That is our real position. Not that we become Krishna, we become God. No. We get connected to God. That is the perfection of life. So one who understands like this, he will be liberated from the material clutches. That is called Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam Yo Me Vetti Tattvata. Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha Manmaya Mam Upashitaha Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Puta Madbhavam Agataha. Being freed from attachment, fear and anger, being fully absorbed in me. Me means who here? Krishna. One should be free from attachment, fear, anger, being fully absorbed in Krishna, taking refuge in Krishna. Many persons in the past become purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attain transcendental love for me. That's how they all attained Krishna Prema, Bhakti to Krishna. Madbhavam Agataha. Madbhavam means the love for Krishna. So how they attain? They given up the attachment, fear and anger and absorb themselves in the thoughts of God, thoughts of Krishna. That's how they came out of all these attachments. So that is the process of spiritual life. That's how we progress in our spiritual life. Okay. Now let us go to next section. This is called Advaya Gyan. Today we are discussing on transcendental knowledge. This is called real knowledge. Knowledge that who am I? Who is God? Knowledge is not complete if I only understand Aham Brahmasmi. Knowledge is complete when you understand Param Brahman. Not only Brahman, you should understand Parabrahma. Brahma and Parabrahma, when you understand, then your knowledge is complete. So in the chapter 2, there is lot of description about I am soul, Aham Brahmasmi. But now Krishna is giving the knowledge, who is God, who is Krishna, what is his position. So after knowing this, we should be very careful. We should not comment on Lord's activity unless we know what is the truth. If you have any confusion on why did Krishna do like this, then we should consult acharyas. Like Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya writes Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya, like that. He solves a lot of complications. Why did Krishna do this? Why did Krishna leave Vrindavan? Why Krishna told Yudhishthira to tell lie? He is God, he could have killed Dronacharya without that also. Why did he ask Yudhishthira to tell lie? That kind of complicated activities of the Lord which we are not able to understand immediately, that requires the explanation of acharyas. But there is an explanation for all those things. Why is it so? Who is Dronacharya? What he has done in his previous life? What circumstances he is supposed to die? So like this, lot of details are there. Like Rama went to forest. He left Dasharatha and went. Dasharatha said, don't go, but he went. Actually, he went not only to fulfill Dasharatha's promise. He went to Dandakaranya because he had his work, Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashayata Jushkritam. He's supposed to kill so many demons in Dandakaranya. That is why he went. Now somebody may say, he could have told one word to Dasharatha. I am not actually going only for your promise. I have great work pending in Dandakaranya. So many rishis are suffering because of Rakshasas. I am going to kill them. After that I will come. I came as an avatara to kill Ravana. I have to kill all of them, then I will come back. He could have told this to Dasharatha so that he would have not died. Now how will you understand? Why did Dasharatha had to go through the experience of son leaving him? Why did he go through? There is a past reasons why he went like this. Like this, acharyas will give the explanation for certain complicated leelas of the Lord. We should not try to explain it based on us. So Krishna also told lies, I can also tell lies. Rama also did this, I can also do this. There is a propagation going on. Rama ate meat, Rama ate meat. Rama did he, Rama ate meat? It's a question. Okay, let us discuss whether Rama ate meat or not meat afterwards. If Rama eats meat, it is not like you eating meat. Entire creation is in the mouth of the Lord. You know the story. Krishna ate mud. Yashoda told, open your mouth. Krishna said, no, I have not eaten mud. No, you open your mouth. Then he opened his mouth. What did Yashoda see inside Krishna's mouth? Entire Brahmanda, the universe. So many forests, mountains, rivers, living beings, devatas. And she also saw herself, Yashoda, inside there, Krishna's mouth. So Krishna's mouth is not like our mouth. So that way then Krishna also, inside his mouth all animals are there. So he is also eating meat. So one should not compare oneself with the Lord's transcendental activities. That is called the meaning of the 4.9 verse. Janma karma cha me divyam. You should understand Lord's activity is divyam. If you don't understand, you have no liberation. You have to suffer in this world more and more. Keep on suffering till you realize. So the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is helping us with this knowledge. So the third section, Krishna further explains, he is the creator and culmination of all paths. Now he explains, you see, what is he? First he says in the verse number 11, please repeat this verse. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvashaha. All of them, Krishna is saying, as they surrender unto me, I reward accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects. O son of Pruta, I reward them as they come. Meaning, Krishna has given all of us freedom. When we go and invite sometimes some people to our temple, sir, please come to our temple. Sometimes some people say, when Krishna calls, I will come. And some people say, that is all vidhi. If what is that? Fate. I know, in my fate it is there, I should visit temple, I will visit temple. If you are doing as per your fate, then you are robot. Everything is programmed, your life then. When you should eat, when you should sleep, and everything is written. But Krishna is saying, Ye yatha mam prapadyante. Krishna has given freedom to all of you. Free will to all of you. Why he gave free will? I explained once. This free will helps to enjoy the rasa of love. You cannot love a machine. Oh fan, I am giving so much air, I love you so much. If fan gets stopped, I will send it to the mechanic to repair it, or electrician I will call. I don't keep crying, fan has, change the fan. Either you remove one fan and put new fan, you feel bad for old fan has gone, so much I was attached to that fan. No, really. We cannot get attached to a machine because it is a machine. It works. It does not have any freedom. You get enjoyment of love and affection with a person who uses his freedom, choice to love you. That has a value. It may be a person, it may be a dog, it may be a cat. If it uses. Somebody is a free will. Suppose today is your birthday. Somebody takes out their time and say, wish you happy birthday. And that person had a choice not to wish to you also. He was fully free. But he is using his freedom to take out time and wish you. That makes you happy. You may not be so happy with the birthday wish coming from some bank, automated email, or from the Facebook, which is an automated software. It will say happy birthday. You don't get excited about it. But you may be happy when somebody wishes very, very simple way. Dog it may be, just wagging its tail, you feel happy. So this is thus importance of having freedom, free will. So Krishna has given freedom to all of us, free will to all of us. For what? To love Krishna, to love God. Instead of loving God, we started loving all other things around us. That is the cause of our misery, suffering in this world. So Krishna is giving a hint of that here. Ye yatha mam prapadyante. Now how much you go to Krishna, that much he will come to you. You chant Hare Krishna at your home, Krishna sees that you are taking one step towards coming close to Krishna. Then Krishna also will come close to you. This is the meaning. As they surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. There is a free will. Nobody can say that if it is written in my fate, I will come to temple. So it is not true. Fate you can write if you wish to go to temple or not. The first person said, when Krishna calls, I will come. Hare Krishna sent me to call you. So why don't you come? So it's a free will of a person to come or not to come. Okay. So next. Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities. Therefore, they worship devatas. Quickly, of course, men get results from the fruity work in this world. This I explained elaborately in the 3rd chapter. You worship devatas, you'll get benefited. You'll enjoy the fruits of their blessings. But the fruits of their blessings is temporary and limited. It will get over. Like if you worship Uma, Parvati, you can get beautiful body. It is said in the scriptures. If you worship Surya Deva, you'll get good health. Okay, imagine you have beautiful body and good health. How long? 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, 50 years, 100 years. Will it remain with us? It goes. So, it is said, the men in this world desire success in fruitive activities, means for selfish happiness. And therefore they worship the devatas. Quickly, of course, men get the result from the fruity work in this world. They get their result. But those who want moksha, those who want Krishna, they should worship Krishna. He is called Mukunda, giver of the moksha. Then he explains, Krishna is the creator. It is said, Krishna is the creator and culmination of all paths. This is an important verse. Please repeat, 13th verse. Chaturvarnyam maya shrishtam Gunakarma vibhagashaha Tasya kartaram apimam Vidya kartaram avyayam. According to 3 modes of material nature, guna, meaning sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. Each one acquire this of different degrees. Each one of us have different percentage of sattva guna, different percentage of rajo guna and tamo guna. We may have 10% of sattva guna, 40% of rajo guna and 40% of tamo guna. So each one of us divided. So according to 3 modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, and what work you do based on this, the four divisions of the human society were created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. Though I created this, I am not under this. Don't tell whether Krishna is Vaishya because he was taking the cows, or Krishna is a Kshatriya because he is a king in Dwarka. No, Krishna is neither Kshatriya, nor Vaishya, nor Brahmana, nor Shudra. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is God. So he is saying that here. Tasya kartaram apimam vidya akartaram avyayam. Although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. This is a very scientific system. Krishna has created to function this world. This world should run, to happen. Like if you are at your home, someone has to clean the home, someone has to clean the washrooms and toilet, someone has to cook, someone has to do administration, someone has to repair, someone has to earn money. Everything is included. Imagine at home, there is one person, is lame, he cannot walk, he cannot do any household work, he can only earn money. Can he survive? Who will cook for him? Who will clean for him? The smooth functioning of this world require all class of people. Now, these classes are not made based on the birth. These classes are made based on the person's nature. Somebody's nature is studying, teaching, research. So all this comes under Brahmana qualities. Somebody's nature is administration, protecting people and administration. That is Kshatriya qualities. Somebody's nature is business. He's a Vaishya. Somebody's nature is to obey others. It's a Shudra. So this is there everywhere. Even in America it is there, even in Russia it is there, in all the countries it is there. There are some people who are studying, teaching, doing research. There are some people who are administration, protecting the country. There are some people who do business and earn the money, GDP for the country. There are some people who work. Even in our body, the brain thinks, hands protect us, belly gives us energy, leg helps us to go wherever we want. Leg can be compared to Shudra work. Stomach can be compared to the Vaishya work. The shoulder and the hands can be compared to the Kshatriya work. The head can be compared to Brahmana work. All are important. You cannot say leg is not important. Then how will you walk? So Krishna has very scientifically created this. This cannot be changed. This is required for the function of the society. But eventually what happened? This has become a caste system in our country. Oh, Brahmana's house, other castes should not go. This all started how? Because there were really pure Brahmanas. They were doing worship of the Lord, studying. There are certain rules have to be followed. People should take bath, wear fresh clothes, then only they can enter to the puja room. The rules. And the worker, a Shudra, may not be clean enough to come inside the house. So he is told, you stay back outside. Not that if he takes bath, if he wants to study, he can also become Brahmana. That is a scientific division of the society. But eventually it became a caste system. Brahmana son became Brahmana, Kshatriya son became Kshatriya, Vaishya, Vaishya. Like this it went on. And it became a problem in the Sanatana Dharma. But Krishna is saying clearly, I have created based on work and based on one person's nature. Next verse. There is no work that affects me. No works which affects Krishna. nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reaction of the work. There is no obligation for the Lord. All the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. So Krishna is explaining that in the past, all the great rishis, liberated souls, means who are mukta atmas, who are not bound to this material world. How did they act? They acted with an understanding that Krishna is in the transcendental platform. I should not compare myself with God. They acted like this. Therefore, they were liberated. Fourth section, understanding karma. Okay. So, verse number 16 to 18, the intricacies of karma is explained. It is, you can look at the screen. Oh, it is coming like that. How to make it to full screen. Okay, so this is three things are explained in this verse about karma. Karma, akarma, vikarma. Karma means action which are performed in terms of one's prescribed duties, as mentioned in the revealed scriptures. If you do your duty as told in the scriptures, that is called good reaction. You will get, because of that, you will get punya by doing the action as stated, by duty. Akarma means inaction, means action which free one from the cycle of birth and death. One acts, all acts done for Krishna, not for me. No desire for sense enjoyment. Enjoys only the happiness, spiritual happiness. These are called akarma. Though it looks like action, like you are cooking food and offering to Krishna, this is akarma. Why it is akarma? Because you are offering to Krishna. You don't get punya also, papa also. Then what do you get? You get spiritual credit. This is different. If you get punya, you go to Swarga. You get higher happiness in the material world. Punya gives you more enjoyment in this world. There is one more punya, Sukruti, that is spiritual punya, that helps you to go more close to God. So akarma means the actions which help you to take more close to God. Not this ordinary. There is an action. Apparently in action, because there is nothing to do with the punya and papa of this world. Then there is one more called vikarma, forbidden action. The action which are performed by the misuse of one's freedom, which directs one to the lower life. Killing animals, torturing others. So any kind of, such kind of vikarma, forbidden, papakarya, the result of that is one has to suffer. Papa means one has to. Every action has got equal or opposite reaction to that. You cannot get away. You can get away from the man-made laws of this world, but you cannot get away from the laws of God. There is a system, robust system, to track our action and punish for that. That is called karma. So next, 19th verse. One is understood to be. So you are understanding the fourth section, understanding karma. One is understood to be in the full knowledge, whose every act is devoid of desire for sense enjoyment. He is said by sages to be the worker whose fruitive action is burned up by the fire of perfect knowledge. When person works in this knowledge, not for myself, sense gratification is for myself. I want to eat, I want to hear, I want to see, to enjoy myself. If I don't do it for that, then for what I will do? For God. When I do like that, one will burn all his karma. He gets purified. He gets purified to go back to Krishna. That purification has to happen. Next verse. Abandoning all attachment to the results of his activity, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of undertaking. So one has to give up all the attachment to this world, ever satisfied, not depend on the happiness of this material world, and he should not perform any action which is his own enjoyment or that person's enjoyment. So such kind of person will progress spiritually. So everything has to be done in that thinking, that action. So last 23 to 24 verse, 21 to 23 verse. I'll read the translations of 21, 23 and 24. Okay. Such a man of understanding acts with the mind and intelligence perfectly controlled, gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possessions, and acts only for the bare necessities of life. Thus working, he is not affected by sinful reactions. He who is satisfied with the gain which comes on its own accord, who is free from duality and does not envy, who is steady both in success and failure, is never entangled although performing actions. The work of a man who is unattached to the modes of material nature, who is fully situated in transcendental knowledge, merges entirely into the transcendence. Last verse of this section. A person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom because of his full contribution to spiritual activities, in which the consummation is absolute. That which is offered is of the same spiritual nature. So the summary of this I will explain. Okay. It is very, for the newcomers, it may be very complicated words. In a simple term, this section is Krishna explained Karma Yoga. Okay. When you are doing Karma Yoga, you should be free from the attachment to this world. You should be free from the desire to enjoy yourself. You should be free from enviousness towards others. Who should be absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna, the transcendent spiritual understanding. Should not have any sense of proprietorship, mine. Nothing is mine in this world. Meaning, one has to do the action that I am doing this for offering the result to God or Krishna. Nothing belongs to me in this world, including this body, which I have to give up and go one day, this house, this car, this property, this bank balance. Nothing belongs to me. Everything belongs to God. I am like in a rented house. Like when you go in rented house, you don't have attachment for the house. If the paint goes away, you will tell the owner, hey, paint has gone, put it up. Something happens, you are not bothered, you'll change the house. But if it is your own house, you find a crack in the wall, you feel sad. Oh, new house, crack has come up. Krishna is saying, this world is like a rented place. Nothing is yours in this world. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Everything belongs to Isha, Ishvara, Krishna. Then what can you enjoy? You can enjoy prasada, whatever God gives you to enjoy. Be happy with what comes by its own accord. You see in the 22nd verse. Yadricha labha santushto. Whatever comes, it will come. Don't worry. How much happiness you have to get in your life, it will come. It will fall on your plate. You need not to go and beg for that. You not work so hard for that. It will come. Like Bhagavatam says, we don't go and pray to God, please give me some unhappiness. Please give me some fever. So many days over, I did not get fever. Give me some cough. God, please burn my house. Let be some fire. Let there be some fire. Do we pray like this? But we get cough. We get cold. Some people's houses are burned. Some earthquake is happening. Bhagavatam says, how the miseries come in our life without asking. Like that, happiness also will come in your life without asking. Now if I run behind happiness like a beggar, if I become a beggar of happiness, material happiness, then I will suffer more. Krishna is saying, Yadricha labha santushto. Whatever comes by its own accord, be satisfied with it. How much ever you work hard, you will not get more than that. You have to do your duty. Don't tell without doing your duty. You have to do your duty promptly, sincerely. Put all your efforts. But don't be attached. It will come. Whatever has to come, it will come. If something did not come, you worked so hard, don't feel bad. If it has to come, it might have come. It did not come. You say, it's okay, that's what God wants, that's what my karma is. One should not worry in life. This consciousness, you should do your karma, the duties. That is karma yoga. Then while doing whatever you gain, whatever you have with you, you offer that in the service of Krishna. Then you get connected to God through your karma. So that is this section of understanding karma. Now go to next section. Attaining jnana through yajna, different sacrifices. In English, yajna is called sacrifice. So how to acquire this jnana? By different processes explained from the verse number 25 to 33. There are about 8 to 9 verses, which I have briefed in these slides. Okay. Different people should do what kind of yajna to acquire this knowledge is explained in these verses. Okay. Devata worship or demigod worship. Karmis worship the devatas by different sacrifices. Karma yogis. Karma yogis worship the devatas. They get the result. And the result is not for them. They give it to God. Jnana yogis offer sacrifices into the fire of Brahman. Means they do Brahma Jijnasa. They keep thinking about the Supreme. Brahmacharis offer senses in the fire of mind control. One who follows celibacy, both men and women who are following celibacy should control their senses through mind. Grihasthas offer sense objects in the fire of senses. They use their senses for the purpose of serving the Lord. They can have children who will be God conscious. It's a responsibility of parents to ensure their children are also becoming devotee of the Lord. So that is the duty, that is a sacrifice. Followers of Patanjali Yoga system offer the functions of their senses and life air in the fire of self-control. They do pranavayu, the control the pranavayu. Dravya yajna or sacrifice one's possessions, that's called charity. Austerity means tapo yajna, the sacrifices by performing severe austerities. Mysticism, yoga yajna or practice of yoga of Ashtanga yoga system, eightfold mysticism. Scriptural study, swadhyaya jnana yajna, studying. studying Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, sitting and studying. Pranayama, controlling breathing process and the airs circulated within the body. By doing pranayama, one controls the life air, pranavayu, by which he controls the senses and he also decides when to leave the body. That's the power of performing proper pranayama. These are the different yajnas one can perform to acquire this knowledge. What knowledge? Janma karma cha me divyam yo me vetti tattvataha. You can understand the real position of God by performing these yajnas, by performing this jnana. Okay. Now the last section, verse number 34 to 42. Now, to acquire all this process of sacrifice knowledge, how to do? One requires some guidance. That is explained by Krishna here. Please repeat this, verse number 34. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastattvadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Tattva-darshihi means one who has seen the truth. Now Krishna is saying, you want to know this truth, you want to progress spiritually, approach a person who knows the truth. Who knows the truth? He is called Guru, one who knows the truth, who is ready to teach you. So you should approach Guru, the spiritual master, and understand the truth. Inquire from him submissively, not in challenging mode. Very submissively ask the spiritual master. Then render service unto him. You should do seva to Guru. That is how the spirit Sanatana Dharma is. The young, when we are in a young age, we should go to Guru Ashrama. You should take the ashraya of Guru. Then we should submissively ask Guru. Guru will reveal the knowledge based on how much you have good attitude to do service to Guru. Because Guru, while giving knowledge, he will ensure whether he is giving knowledge to the right person. They will do that test. Because knowledge in the hand of wrong person will become disturbance in the society. Even the material knowledge also. Like so many terrorists are creating havoc. They are blasting bomb. They are taking aeroplane and destroying the building. For all this, where did they learn knowledge? From the universities, colleges. Otherwise, how will they know how to make a bomb? So now, the knowledge is there, but the knowledge is given to a wrong hands. So, in the earlier days, the gurus used to be very careful. They'll give the knowledge to the right person. So, therefore, approaching spiritual master, one should inquire from him submissively, render service unto him. Then, the self-realized soul, the Guru, can impart the knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. Because he knows what is the truth, he will tell you what is the truth of life. So Krishna is saying we should approach spiritual master. Then what happens by going to Guru? What knowledge you get? What is the essence of that? Is in the next verse. Yajñātvā na punar moham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutani asheshani drakshasi atmani atho mai. And when you have thus learned the truth, you will know that all living beings are part of Krishna. And they are in Krishna and they are Krishna's. So everything belongs to God. Everything belongs to Krishna. You will get to know about it. How? By going to Guru. He will teach. So, what else you will understand? One will also, like in the 36th verse. By this what happens? Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, when you have this knowledge received from the spiritual master, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. You will not need to take birth again in this material world. Taking birth is suffering, living is suffering, dying is suffering. So need not to punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam won't be there. If you get this Advaya Jnana, then as the blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burns to ashes all reactions to material activities. Everything will burn into ashes. All the nonsense things of our life. We will become pure and happy and brighter in our life. In this world, there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge is the mature fruit of all mysticism, and one who is achieved and enjoys the self within himself in due course of time. So he enjoys peace within himself by getting this knowledge. There is one qualification to get this knowledge. That is called, in the verse number 39, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparaha samyatendriyaha jnanam ladhva param shantim achirena adhikacchati. Please chant this verse. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparaha samyatendriyaha jnanam labhva param shantim achirena adhikacchati. So, to receive this jnana, you should have Shraddha. Shraddha is called faith. What faith you should have? You should have faith in the scriptures. You should have faith in God. So you should have faith in Guru. This way we get jnana. Now somebody may ask, how can I have Shraddha? How can I believe scripture is true? The answer is, actually nothing in our life happens without Shraddha. Suppose you take a ticket to travel in an aeroplane from here to Delhi. You go to online site and book, and you pay 10,000 rupees, and your balance, hard earned money 10,000 you pay. They give you one PDF file or a ticket slip. Now you may question, what is the guarantee this small piece of paper will take me to Delhi? You should have Shraddha. On what base do you have Shraddha? You have a Shraddha because so many people earlier traveled like this. And there is a system. If you don't have Shraddha, imagine, I don't believe that it will go and take me to a Delhi. Then you cannot go to Delhi. When you go and board the aeroplane, that time also you should have a Shraddha. This pilot is a right person, not a terrorist. There also, if you get a doubt, you'll unboard, you'll get down from the aeroplane. You cannot go to Delhi. Every step of your life, actually Shraddha is there. You should notice that. You take a auto rickshaw and come. Tell him that, you please take me to ISKCON temple. You should have a Shraddha in the auto driver. If you don't believe him, no, who knows, he may take me to the Bandar. Then you cannot come in auto rickshaw. So every step of your life is Shraddha. That minimum Shraddha is required. That Bhagavad Gita is a great literature. Even scientifically, Sanatana Dharma literatures are more than 5,000 years old. And so many people have studied and achieved success. And great sages who have nothing to do, no benefit to me reading Bhagavad Gita also tell. Because in this world, everybody do for some profit. Some marketing people will come, ye free hai aapko, ye free hai, everything they'll free. They have some agenda behind that. But there are great sages and rishis. Then nothing benefit by you reading Bhagavad Gita. But they will tell, read Bhagavad Gita. So by this, you should think, you should keep the faith. Yes, this is true. That's called Shraddha. So Krishna is saying, if you don't have this Shraddha, you will not get the Jnana. Shraddhavan labhate Jnanam. So that is important. So faith in the scriptures, dedication to the process, and the sense control, then we can get the success. Who cannot attain Jnana? Ashraddhadanascha. Next verse it is said. Those who do not have Shraddha, is ignorant, is a fool, is a faithless, they cannot get the Jnana, the knowledge. The last two verses of this chapter. One who acts in devotional service, renounces the fruits of his action, and whose doubts have been destroyed by the transcendental knowledge, is situated factually in the self. Thus, he is not bound by the reaction of the work, O conqueror of the riches. Dhananjaya, Arjuna, those who do the bhakti, devotional service to the Lord, he renouncing all the fruits of his action, he gives that to God, and he will be getting the self-realization, Atma Sakshatkara. Therefore, the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of ignorance, out of ajnana, you got some doubt, Arjuna, should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Take this knowledge, remove your ajnana, then you will know, you will be cleared from all these doubts. Armed with yoga, O Bharata, stand and fight. So one who seeks self-realization is the real student of Bhagavad Gita. But one who doubts the authority of Krishna falls back. So this is the summary of this chapter. Now again I'll brief the summary what we studied now today. We started with the knowledge is coming in parampara, disciplic succession. And we also heard Bhagavad Gita knowledge is not given just 5,000 years back. It's a permanent knowledge, it's eternal knowledge, Shashwata Jnana. It is coming from so many generations, from the beginning of creation. Then in the next section we understood Krishna is the Supreme Lord, he is not like us. His divine nature and Krishna's appearance and disappearance. Next section we understood how did Krishna create everything in this world, and every path is taking us to Krishna. Next section we understood about karma. Karma, akarma and vikarma. And karma should be done without being attached to this world. Next section we understood how to acquire jnana by various sacrifices. The last section we understood that methods and results, what happens if you get the jnana. If you get, you'll be liberated from the bondage from this material world. You'll be destroyed, all your papa, sins will be destroyed. So this is the summary of this chapter called Advaya Jnana or Jnana Yoga or Transcendental Knowledge chapter. Thus, we have completed chapter 1, chapter 2, part 1 and part 2, chapter 3 and now chapter 4. So we started with Arjuna's doubts, confusions. Because of his material thinking, he is thinking war is for my happiness. Then Krishna described there is higher purpose for life. You are not this body. There is a karma yoga. Karma yoga you should do. Karmanye vadikaraste. You should do karma yoga not for you. The result is for Krishna. Then in the second chapter, Krishna explained what is the symptom of a person who achieved the highest perfection. Then in the third chapter, since Arjuna expressed his doubt, should he do his karma or should he acquire jnana and go away? Then Krishna said, karma and jnana are not two different things. You should do karma with the jnana. Use your jnana and do karma. Then he explained karma yoga in detail in third chapter. In the fourth chapter, he explained jnana. What is knowledge? This is called knowledge. Real knowledge, understanding God. So thus we will complete it. This Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki. Thank you very much.